Tell, Cockerel. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. Leave your troubles at the door. You know the game, you know the score. We're here to have fun, so holster that gun and read the writing on the wall. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. Jose gets himself around, always talking Spurs wherever he is found, home or away. He always tips to win, throws the form book in the bin with a cheeky knowing grin. Tell, Cockerel. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and on and on and on. Why do I always get it wrong? Every time I play along. Tell, Cockerel. The show is so chilled, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel. The show is so chill, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It's up. Oh, here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. It's better. It's an absolute scorcher. It's definitely warm where I am. It's probably even warmer in Middle England, I would have thought, but it's definitely warm. Anyway, it's Monday the 30th of June. Welcome back, Tell Cockerel. I've been away for a few weeks. Been doing real life things like working on my house, doing the things my wife's telling me to do, and obviously visiting the grandchildren. That's important. I've been visiting the grandchildren as well. But I'm back. I thought to myself, get one in before the end of June, and here I am before the end of June, getting one in. How is everyone? I hope everyone is healthy and everyone is well, whatever it is you're choosing to do, and whoever you're choosing to do it with. Yeah, painting and decorating. Oh my God, yeah, it's been murder. But anyway, let's say hello to a few of you. Right, Niall was the first one. He says, "Where you been hiding? Not saw you on YouTube for ages, mate. Not been hiding, just been dealing with real world stuff. Just been, yeah, working on the house and doing what my wife tells me to do, and obviously visiting the grandchildren as well. And work's taking up my time as well. But we're back today. I wanted to see how everyone was. basically doing the show today because the year comes to an end. Today is the year end for everyone, and we'll come to that in a second. Graham, afternoon, Jose. I hope you're well, sir. I am Graham. I hope you are well too. It's been a while. It's been a while. Nice to see you, mate. Ryan is here. What's all this? It's got at. Everyone's got an at beside the name. I'm not sure what's happened, but everyone's got an at beside the name. Good afternoon, Jose, in chat from Ryan. Good afternoon, Ryan, mate. I hope you are well too. It's been a while, not seeing you in a bit. Wayne Bonner says, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well in this heat. It is hot. It is. Simon Cohen is here, says, afternoon, Jose. Good afternoon, Simon. I hope you are well, sir. Henry is here, says, come on, you Spurs. Good afternoon, Henry. Kate, this has got to be Kate. I know it says Kate and Jim, but I think it's Kate. It says, big up, Jose Scorchio. It certainly is, Kate. It certainly is. Ryan G says, it's hot and breezy here. People saying hello to each other. Jess is here. Good afternoon, Jess. I hope you're well, darling. I'm good. Glad to see your channel's back on. Again, I saw a pop-up come up yesterday to say that you're back to normal, I believe, on the channel, which is really, really good. And I'm happy for you. Long may that continue. Archer's here. Good afternoon, Jose in chat. This heat is sweltering. Good afternoon, Archer. I hope you too are well, sir. Nice to see you. Daniel is here. He said, yeah, big up. He's coming. He says his usual big up. Small downs to you, Dan. Small downs. I hope you're well, sir. I hope you're well. And I think I've caught up for now, Jose. Yeah. Oh, Carl's here. Miss Senora Simpson. I don't know what it is with all this at Carl Coys. I don't know what's happening. Good afternoon, Jose. In chat. I don't know what's happening. As I said, I've not been on YouTube. So I don't know what's going on with these at signals signs. It might be a new way that YouTube are doing things, or a new way StreamYard is showing. I don't know. I haven't done one of these for ages, so I haven't got a clue. Anyway, how is everyone? I'm opening the floor to you guys. I mean, we've got supporters of Tottenham in here, but we've also got supporters of other clubs. I obviously have not been around, but that doesn't mean I can't read. And it's really interesting because I'm seeing everyone lose their minds. Everyone's going mad and losing their minds because no one's doing this and nobody's doing that. So yeah, I just wanted to see what you lot were at, because what I was going to ask you guys, and obviously the Leeds and you've got Wolves supporters in here, and that is, it might be different for you, or it might be exactly the same. I mean, what's anyone done different to what the normal ammo is? Tottenham are being Tottenham. This is what Tottenham normally do. At the end of the season, yes, we won a trophy, and we all turn around and say, look, now that we've won a trophy, we need to push on, is what we're saying. Yeah, we need to push on. You know, we need to start building a team that can compete in the Champions League and the league, blah, blah, blah. This is what we all wanted. What we want and what we actually do are two maybe possibly distinctly different things. So for us at Tottenham, yeah, we're all frustrated as fans, or the fan base are frustrated, should I say, in the sense that there's been no action, so to speak. Yeah, there's rumours, or it's not rumours, but it's announced that the Japanese chap, the 20-year-old centre back, is leaving his club, Kawasaki Frontale. He leaves his club on the 5th. So there's a game on the 5th of July, which is Saturday. And after that game, he leaves. They announced it today or yesterday that he leaves to go and sign for an important club abroad, is what they've said in their thing. And on Sunday, the 6th of July, it's normally when they have their get together and they meet the fans. So Kawasaki Frontale have already turned around and said that he will not be part of the party that meets the fans on the 6th of July. So take it from what everyone's saying that it looks like he has signed for Tottenham, but he doesn't leave his club till next weekend. Apart from that, yeah, today, should I say? Today is the day, which is the last day of the year in footballing terms, because the 30th of June is when the books close on the finances for the year. So anything that's been done since the 1st of July last year to the 30th of June this year all closes today, and then teams have to present their books to the Premiership. I think it's by December of this year. so people can get their books ready and present them, and then you'll see, or if anyone's in trouble, they will then announce it. However, the other thing also is that people's contracts all end. So as of today, today is the last day for people at their clubs. So with today being the last day, it means people like Timo Werner, although he already may have left the building, officially Timo Werner's his loan will end today. Fraser Forster, Reguilon, all the people that are leaving the club will leave, even though they've left the building. They may not have been back at the club for a couple of weeks now, but today is officially their last day because they're contracted up until the 30th of June. Tomorrow is when the new contract starts and the new year. So, therefore, a lot of people will be leaving their clubs and the books are going to be prepared. So, where people have been losing their minds because of lack of movement or lack of players coming in, well, it's a bit of the same for everybody, really. I mean, Manchester City have gone out and done Manchester City things. Though they're playing in the Club World Cup, they've done Manchester City things. They signed Ait Nouri from Wolves. They signed Ryan Churchy from Lyon, and they signed one other. Oh, the Reinders from AC Milan, and they were all signed because of the Club World Cup in mind. So, Man City did Man City things. Chelsea have gone and done Chelsea things. Chelsea are always buying players. Every year, Chelsea buy players. So they've gone out and bought Delap, and now it looks like they're going to buy João Pedro and Jamie Gittins. So Chelsea are doing Chelsea things. Liverpool didn't spend the beam last year, so no one should be surprised that they're cracking the whip this summer and spending loads of money because they're going to be well within PSR because they didn't spend a penny last year. So therefore, Liverpool are doing Liverpool things. Every team is doing what they normally do, and Tottenham are no different. Tottenham are doing what they normally do, where it is that they don't go in and they don't get someone early and before the 1st of July. Now, after today, I'm not saying clubs are not speaking to players because clubs probably are, but after tomorrow, really, that's when the transfer window really starts. It's on the 1st of July because that's when all the contracts are finished, and when contracts start. Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see what happens to Tottenham. We'll have to wait and see what Tottenham are going to go and do. There's loads of names. There's loads of names that we're being linked with. Do you believe the names, guys? Do you believe the names that who we're linked with? Because the way that I look at it is that every year we're linked with X, Y, Z, and every year a player that we're not linked with and nobody's mentioned comes to the club. So last season, you had it with Solanke. Solanke wasn't mentioned at all. It was all, if I remember right, it was all Ivan Toney last year. Ivan Toney all the way. Everyone was saying that Tottenham are interested in Ivan Toney. Well, Ivan Toney went to Saudi, and we ended up with, a few weeks later, we ended up with Dominic Solanke. And then as for the rest of the players that we bought last season, they were all youngsters. One that we knew about, so we knew about Bergvall, and then you had Archie Gray, opportunistic signing. The players that came through the doors last year weren't players that were being mentioned by these ITKs and the people that are supposedly in the know. These players just suddenly appeared, and for me, Tottenham operate under the radar, whether it's Paratici or Langer. But with Paratici, you probably get linked with, I don't know, 4 times the amount of players than what you would do. So it's been very quiet. The links are all about the same type of players all the time, and that's probably because Langer is about. And Tottenham, for the last 2 or 3 years, whether we like it or not, Tottenham have been really quiet. They don't go out telling people their business. They don't go dropping stories to get people like talking and that. They've been very quiet about what they do. And again, they'll be quiet this year. So for me, all I say to people that are losing their mind, I haven't lost my mind. For me, it's just usual. It's normal Tottenham Hotspur behaviour for me, and I've grown used to it. Tottenham don't give out feelers and stuff like that, so we don't get fed. Whatever be will be. I mean, the links last year were all with Eze, and as we all know, Eze didn't come, so I've just dropped my bottle top. Eze didn't come, And then you've got a load of people again that are linking Eze again. Now they're saying he's going to Arsenal. You know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But, you know, yeah, whatever will be, will be. So today, people, movements will be made after today. Today is the end of the year. And everything that needs to be done will start from the 1st of July. So tomorrow is when the wheels will get into motion for most of the clubs that are going to go and buy players, and most of the clubs that are going to go and sell players. The majority of the work will be done after the post 1st of July, and we will be no different. So, with that being said, I think I'm not sure, I'm not looked it up, but I think I heard on the radio this morning that Tottenham's first friendly is like in 19 days' time or something. Now, if that's the case, I think we're starting at home, aren't we? We're starting at home. We're starting in this country. We're starting here in England with our pre-season, and then we go away for 2 games abroad, far east, for 2 games, and then we come back, and I think we've got one. I can't even remember. I think we've got one international game when we get back the week before we play PSG. And then the week after playing PSG, or a few days later, the Premiership starts. So it's all hotting up. It's all hotting up. I mean, it's only 6 weeks since we won the Europa League trophy. 6 weeks. Yeah, since we won the Europa League trophy. So time soon flies by. I mean, some of the players in the squad would have had a decent break. The players that have been out injured, i.e. your Madisons and your Kulus and people like that were out at the end of last season, and Bergval, Berryval, I call him Bergval, Berryval, players like that in the background, whilst there's been the off season, they've been getting themselves fitter, so to speak. So they're ready for the new season. So we lost these players all at the end of last season, and obviously they didn't play in our final, but these players will all be back, and hopefully raring to go and fit, which is the main thing, because they've not had to play in these last 6 weeks. So it just means they can go on and become fitter. Oh, look, it's bleeding again. Blood everywhere. So yeah, that's all happening in the background as well. And yeah, so people like what's his name, Højbjerg. Højbjerg leaves Tottenham. He's still a Tottenham player up until today. Tomorrow he becomes a Marseille player. So you got Højbjerg, you got Danso, who's still a player in France. Can't remember the club that he plays for, but he will then become a Tottenham player tomorrow. He's not a Tottenham player. He's still on loan. I'm still bleeding. Right. Can you see all that blood? Look down the side of my face. I need to clean all that up. Yeah. So the Danso becomes a Tottenham player tomorrow, and the people, as I said, Werner goes back. His last day of Tottenham is today. You've got people like Brian Hill, Alejo Vilith, all the players that we had out on loan last season, even though they might have stopped playing for their clubs because the seasons are finished, they officially come back to Tottenham because they're still getting whatever the deals are. The loans are up until the 30th of June. So these players are all coming back. So tomorrow, you just got a whole load of players, and it all changes. It just changes the dynamics of everything, and that will all change tomorrow. So yeah, we look forward to what happens from tomorrow onwards. But what about you guys? Where are you guys at? I mean, I'm rambling away here, but I just wanted to find out where you guys are at with everything I said. You've got Archer says, oh, let me go. Says there seems to be a glitch on YouTube. All streams are showing people's handles rather than their username. And it does it on Savage Show. I didn't realise because I've been away, so I didn't realise. Ryan says Wolves are interested FC. So he says that they're interested FC. Phil Coy, hello Phil, how are you, mate? I hope you are well. Hope it's nice and sunny up Bromway for you, mate. Archer says, I guess tomorrow's officially the next season. Then. It is, Archer. It all starts tomorrow. Everything starts tomorrow. For everybody, that is, not just Tottenham. Everything starts tomorrow. Jimbo is watching on his telly and he says, hey, all. Good afternoon, Jim, sir. I hope you are well. Hope you're well, sir. Hope the appointment went well, and at least you're at home. Carl's talking to somebody. Vindaloo. Okay, what's Vinder's? Vinder's has been in and out, hasn't he? Just a drive-by, cuz. Still at work, just popping in to give a big up to Joe, Jose, Jess, Jimbo, Kate, Ryan, Daniel, Cole, and all, of course, big up to Eze. It's generational. He's come in and he's gone, and he's coming on. Ed M's here. Good afternoon, Ed. Says afternoon, Jose. Good afternoon, Ed. I hope you are well, sir. Paul was here, so we are getting him. So are we getting him Mbeumo, or is he pricing himself out of a move? I don't know. For me, by all accounts, I mean, I don't know. By all accounts, Paul, they're saying that Mbeumo fancies Man U rather than Tottenham, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll see what happens. Everything will happen. I mean, you're hearing stories now, or there's been stuff on Twitter saying Tottenham are going to make 2 to 3 important signings before the pre-season friendly start. So I think a lot of the clubs, today's Monday, isn't it? A lot of the clubs may have got their players back today, because normally it's around the 1st of July, but because seeing that falls on a Tuesday, unless they're going to do it tomorrow, a lot of players would return to their clubs as from today. So you're going to see a lot of, I don't know, if you've got Sky or on Twitter or anything like that, you're probably going to see a lot of stuff about teams back in training, and you get your first view at some players and stuff like that. That will probably all start happening from this week onwards. So new season tomorrow, officially for me, is when the season starts. Last season finishes today. The new season starts tomorrow. Nita's here, says, hi, Jose in chat. Good afternoon, Nita. I hope you are well. I hope you're well, and I hope the family's well too, Nita. Alan, good morning to you, Alan. He says, hi, Jose in chat. Good morning, Alan. I hope you're well, sir. I hope you and the family are also well. Ryan is telling Paul Mbeumo is going to Man United. Look who we got. I've got Rory. I've got Leo's here. Says, Jose, I hope you've been well, my homie. Much love to you and the community. Good morning to you, Leo. I hope you and your family are also well. Been watching a bit of the old Club World Cup out in America. It's certainly it's different, isn't it, in America, because some of the games have been disrupted because of rain, thunderstorms, and some games have been delayed. Like one of the games I can remember last week was in the 43rd minute or the 64th minute, something like that. They stopped the game for 2 hours. Because of the likelihood. So it's absolute madness. But yeah, the World Cup's there next year. And Leo then says, let's go. Big up homies in the chat. Daniel, okay, smash the like button. Ed M says, yeah, YouTube has been glitching like F since yesterday. As I said, I haven't done a show for couple of 2-3 weeks or whatever, so I wasn't sure. John is here. Jose, what up, Jose, top man? Good afternoon, John. I hope you are well, sir. I hope you are. Nice to see you here. Destiny, big up, Jose. Long time I see. And you, Destiny. I hope you and the family are well, sir. I hope you are well as well. New season, new Spurs. Let's hope it's a vastly different one. Tony, my man Tony says, good afternoon, Jose. And he says, good afternoon to all in the chat. Hi, Tony. I hope you're well. Daniel says the Club World Cup's been rubbish. Who's going to win the Club World Cup? I've got Man City. I think Man City will win it. I think Man City will definitely win that. I watched Man City play the other day, and I just saw the players they brought off the bench, and I thought, you know what? Man City are back. Man City are definitely back. People saying good afternoon to Tony. Tony's probably the same. There's been no action at West Ham either, Tony, has there? Nothing at all. Nothing happening. It's the same West Ham, like the same Tottenham, like the same everybody. Everybody has gone back to type and done what they normally do. Nobody's doing any business at all. The season starts tomorrow. Ed M says, our squad is so bloated, we'll have to offload players to create space in the squad. And I agree with that. Daniel says dead atmosphere over there in the stadiums feels like a pre-season tournament. Yeah, I agree, Daniel, that some of the games are really, really dead. If they haven't involved South American teams, I think the games that involve South American teams have had all the support because South America is obviously the other side of North America, so it's not as far for them to travel as it would be for the Europeans to travel over. But I think that the games themselves, apart from the atmosphere, I think the games themselves, some of the clubs have been really, really. Some of the games have been really, really good. I've enjoyed some of the games there. Have been really good. But yeah, I think Man City. I think the other side of the draw is harder. So the side of the draw that PSG are on, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. I think that's kind of hard. That side of the draw. This side of the draw, you've got Chelsea, Inter Milan, Man City on this side of the draw, and I think it's the easiest side of the draw. So that's why I can see Man City getting to the final. Whoever comes through on the other side of the draw will end up doing whatever they need to do. Tonight's Inter versus Fluminense is tonight's game. I say tonight. It's going to be the afternoon in America. I think it's a 9 o'clock game over here, so that would make it at least 3 o'clock in the afternoon in America. And then you've got the 2 o'clock in the morning game, which would be probably 9 o'clock in the evening in America. Is Real Madrid versus Al Hilal, I think, is the game that's on at 2 o'clock in the morning. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the football. But yeah, if it hasn't involved South American teams, then the atmosphere's kind of been. And the other thing is that the stadiums aren't filling out. If there's no South American teams playing, then the stadiums haven't been filling out. Leo, Jose, the World Cup will be absolute chaos next year. Too hot in the summer, players will probably not look forward to it. Yeah, but when you had the World Cup in '94, was it '94? I think America had the World Cup. Yeah, sure it was '94 because Republic of Ireland were there, weren't they? They beat Italy in the Giant Stadium. I think that with that was played in the summer as well, so it's always going to be hot. I mean, there are not many places in the summer months that are not hot, apart from the Qatar World Cup that's put in the winter, which was their summer. Had they played it now, it would have probably been their winter. But yeah, it's always going to be warm. Doesn't matter what part of the continent you go to. In the summer, it's summer. Apart from probably down under, then apart from that, the summer is the summer, isn't it? So, thoughts on the Kudos news, lads? I'm not a fan. I love Kudos, John. For me, I was one of the ones that said, well, I said this all the time. If you've not heard it before in the past, that I thought that we should have got rid of Sonny about three years ago. I was thinking we should have got rid of Sonny, and at the time I said if we get 70 million for Sonny, then what we need to do is we need to go and invest that 70 million in Mohamed Kudus, who was at Ajax at the time, and Manuel Ugarte, who was at Sporting Lisbon at the time. They're the two that I said that we should have bought for the 70 million. Obviously, that was 3 years ago. These players are worth more than 70 million between them. Kudus is probably looking at nearly 70 million on his own. I like Kudus. I think he's a very, very good player. I think at West Ham, he's in and out of games. And this is no disrespect to West Ham, Tony, so don't slaughter me. But if you've got, I sometimes think that Kudus just tries to do everything on his own. He hasn't got players around him, and he hasn't got the understanding with them all. It's different when he's playing with Jared Bowen and he's playing with the Paquetá and people like that. When he's playing with them, he seems to be fine. But then when you throw in your Alvarez's and your Guido Rodriguez's and people like that, the wavelength seems to go off, so to speak. So, but I like him. I think he's a good player. I liked him well before he went to West Ham. You know, at the end of the day, I like him, but I'm not going to crow too much over him because this is Tottenham Hotspur, and Tottenham Hotspur have not been doing any business. And the players that we are linked with are normally not the players that we go for because, like I said, last year it was all Eze and Tony, Ivan Tony and Eze last year. All last season, it was them two, and we went for neither. This year we're linked with Eze again, and Mbeumo, Semenyo, Xavi Simons is still lurking in the background. And I'm just thinking to myself, how many times are we linked with players this early in the transfer window? How many times do we get any of them over the line? Not very often. So, That's where I am with that. Right. I didn't realise that. Look at that. I'm allowed to send some memberships. Let me send some memberships out. Right, I've just gifted out 10 channel memberships. Right, I've just gifted out 10 channel memberships. Sorry, whilst I'm on. And these first 5 have gone to 11 Cassius, Philip 6851, Neil Daniels. It's got the full names for people now, so it's a bit weird. Barrison Royale and Ted have got the first 5. And then the second 5 have gone to Kiwi Spurs TV, Brian Daigle, Tony Rodriguez, the Spurs Danalist, and Ryan Trestane. So, yeah. Yeah, I think, Kate, you're allowed to give 10 free memberships in a month. As long as you're on there. Yeah, I think you're allowed to do 10 each month. You'd have to check, but you've got to be live on your show, Kate. And if you go down to the bottom where it says gifting memberships, it said that I still had 10 that I could gift out this month. So I've gifted 10 out. So what else we got here? Right. So that's gifted 10 out. Right. I was up here. Let me go back up. So memberships are available. I've just gifted out a load to people. Daniel says, I like Tony, but West Ham are getting relegated. There's nothing going on at West Ham, business as usual. So it's a bit like Jess for Leeds, Tony for West Ham, Ryan's already for Wolves already said it. Well, not Jess so much, but Ryan said it. There's not much going on in the way of business and transfers, and there won't be till next month. Next month. Sorry, till tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see it all. Right, you got round table. Ah, Nick is here. Look at that. Nick says, Jose, good morning to you, Nick. I hope you and the family are also well. Daniel says, I like to be real. I say it how it is. Rubbish over there, football atmospheres. It is the truth. I'm not going to doubt it. Like I said, South American clubs being around in the tournament has certainly bumped it up. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's bumped it up. But I've liked some of the games that I've watched. You've got Ed M says, how comes NFL doesn't have weather delays? Is it the time of year? FIFA should have made it in the autumn. The NFL starts in around September. I think they start doing the preseason games for for the NFL, and then the Super Bowl is always in February. So therefore, when you're looking at that, you've got to remember: have you not ever watched the NFL when it's winter? In America, mirrors they're in summer now, like we are over here, and when it comes to the winter in America, some places get it really harsh. Where you watch some of the NFL games in the winter when the snow's coming down and you can't see the pitch. It's absolutely madness. So, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you play these competitions. Everyone's going to play them in the summer months, whether you played it in the African continent, the European continent, whether you played it in North America, South America, anywhere you play, apart from Australia, which now is their winter time, I believe, because it's the coldest period at the moment. You play it any other time, and of course you're gonna have heat all the time. The MLS has water breaks, but they have played all summer, every summer for 30 years. John is saying, kudos, end product and tunnel vision concerns me. 13 goals across 2 full seasons. It's a slight concern me. John, as I said, I think that if you play kudos with different players, right? And in a different system. Like I said, on the wavelength of Kudos, I feel that Kudos tries to do a lot himself because I don't think he believes that he's got players on the same wavelength for him. Apart from Jared Bowen, I think is on the same wavelength, and Paquetá. Other than that, you put some other West Ham players in there, and I just think he feels lost and he has to pick up the mantle and do it himself. MLS games are also drawing more attendance than the Club World Cup games are right now. I don't know what the deal is. Archer says he wanted Tony instead of Solanke. There's me gifting out the memberships again. As long as these games are played in the night, it's not bad. Says so. They're the late games then. Okay. Kudus went off the ball when Lopetegui was in charge. Didn't recover when Potter came in and a very poor season. 10-day window for his release clause starts tomorrow at 85 million. I don't think people are going to pay 85 million for him. Although I think he's a very good player, I'm not sure whether he's 85 million. It's interesting because you've got players here that people will say are worth X, Y, and Z. As soon as you start selling them to a foreign club, their price dramatically drops. The price just completely drops. So you might be saying that you want someone, I don't know, you want someone for X amount of money, and then they go abroad and you're not paying nowhere near that kind of money for him. So, at the end of the day, you've got people like Ivan Toney last year. They were all saying, yeah, he's in the last year of his contract. You can pick up Ivan Toney for X amount, 40 or 45 million, whatever they were saying for Ivan Toney. He went to Saudi for like 20 million. So as soon as you sell into a foreign club, the price dramatically drops. It dramatically drops. So I don't think you're going to get 65 from Tone, to be honest. Sorry, 85. I think he's a very good player though, but I don't know whether you're going to get 85 for him, in my opinion. You've got Edem. Edem says when Kudus got into a scrap with our players, not one of his teammates came to help him. That's very telling. Something not right in the West Ham squad. Ability-wise, Kudus is top draw, says Edem. Kate says, good to have no doom and gloom chat, Jose. Yeah, like I said, I've been away, Kate. I've been working, normal work. I've also been working on the house doing what the wife says, and I've been to visit the grandchildren visit my grandchildren quite a bit. So it's been good to get away. And but I have seen comments on X and stuff like that, and I'm not losing my mind. So others might do, but I'm not losing my mind because I know it's today. It's tomorrow is when it all starts up, and after tomorrow, all we'll have is, God, we should have signed someone in the first 3 days. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what Tottenham are doing. Shentown says, hello, Mr. Bossman Jose. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Forget Waldo. Let's play. Where's Mr. Chang? I haven't spoken to Chang for 3 weeks, I think, now. My chat is doing the same thing as Savas with the names. I noticed that when I first came on, I said, why is it that it's all at with names? And I don't understand why. I haven't been watching YouTube to see that this was happening. I just noticed it as I've come on today. Ryan says, thanks, and how are you? Ryan, I'm very, very good, sir. I hope you are well. And yeah, I gifted out and you did get one of the memberships. So well done you, sir. Well done you. They only do weather delays when there's lightning, says Leo. Okay, yeah, that's what I said. Only delays NFL have is snow breaks because East Coast gets some serious snowfall when games are on. See, Shem must be a lover of NFL and knows it all as well. Ryan says, what is going on with Kudus? I've heard it's 60 million, but I've also heard 65. 85 million supposedly is his release clause. Apparently, it's there for 10 days. So you could get that nobody goes in for him in 10 days, if they're not lowering their price. And then what ends up happening is there's no release clause after, and then people can just offer, and West Ham will have to see whether they can find or do a deal. I'm not too sure because I'm not inside the West Ham camp. Tony knows more than what I do. I don't know whether West Ham need to sell in order to buy players. I don't know whether West Ham are in any predicament that way. I don't know whether it's just that these times come to an end with West Ham. There, like some others have said, there's been a falling out. Doesn't get on with the manager, doesn't get on with his teammates or whatever, or there might be a change of angle that they're looking to bring other players in to adopt a different playing style or a different way of setting up. I don't know because I don't know enough about West Ham to quantify what I'm saying with regards to them. But Kudus is a player that, as I said, I like. I think he's a very good player. Leo, I enjoyed it when I was in 97, humid, wall of water, thunder, 20 minutes later, all dry again. I was out the only time, no, I've been to America more than once. First time was in 1989. I did the whole of the East Coast. I was out there for 6 months. Absolutely fantastic. Had a great time doing the East Coast. And then my second trip was for my 50th a few years ago. And then I got detained at the airport for 3 hours when I got to Las Vegas. They put me in a detention center for 3 hours to check my paperwork because of my surname. They thought I was a Mexican baron. Even though my passport clearly says London, 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 everything, but they clearly thought, and I had a British passport, but yet the border force or whatever they call themselves out there thought something totally different, and they kept me in for 3 hours as soon as I landed. Daniel says West Ham are getting no more than 60 people. 60 people know they need to sell an asset because they need to sell to buy to buy. Literally Sullivan Birmingham 2.0. They're screwed again. Okay, so it says that's the case then. They've got to sell. Okay. If Kudus doesn't pass the Dia test, Frank won't have him, especially 85 million, says Nick. Glad to have you back, Nick. Tony, that was El Nino monsoon season. Daniel, you're not wrong. Sullivan doing some weird stuff at the moment. Hopefully he's on his way out. We can only hope and pray. Like I said, when I watch Tony and I watch Budgie on his channel and stuff like that, I keep getting told, I keep hearing, that the West Ham have got issues. They've got issues. If West Ham would describe, and I said this to Tony before on his channel, when I hear the people on the channel, if the people on the channel, you didn't know who they were, and they were describing their situation, you would have sworn that they were Tottenham. They weren't West Ham, because the same issues that the West Ham supporters believe they've got are the same issues that the Tottenham supporters believe they've got with us. And a lot of it's to do with the hierarchy at West Ham, and a lot of it's to do with the hierarchy at Tottenham, with the way that people think. Timothy Mintag, good afternoon, sir. Says, didn't that guy try to fight half our team the last game against us? He certainly did. He was a bit angry, weren't he? Dan says, Tony, I know, mate. I get West Ham mates away at this YouTube scene where people just say they're generally worried that people will speak to. 85 is too much, says John. 50 to 60 is more realistic. Diego Jota went for 45 a few years ago. Yeah, like I said, it's different. It's different class. Year to year, it's different. I feel that the prices for players has dropped, and that people ain't going to pay the amounts of money that they were paying before. I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that that's dropped. Although saying that, I say it's dropped. So you went through a period that Chelsea would spend absolutely anything on a player, and ended up with Caicedo for 100 odd million. They ended up with what's the other boy? Fernandes for 100 odd million. It's all this money that they spent on over the 100 million mark. Declan Rice went to Arsenal, and then it suddenly stopped. But then all of a sudden, Liverpool have picked up the reins again by signing Wirtz for over 100 million. But generally, I think players will drop down. The other thing is that we always keep saying, and we all say this out loud. Everyone has thoughts, and I don't know. It's not that we've done much research. I don't think, because I'm one of them as well. But everyone has thoughts, and everyone says, at the end of the day, the European market is skint. Clubs are really, really in the mud in Europe, and therefore they have to sell assets. And you can, but they don't seem to be selling assets, and the type of money that they're expecting is still like proper money. They're expecting a lot of money. But although saying that, the only team I can't see is Manchester City. Manchester City they've either got photographs of higher ups. They've got photographs of chairmen in uncompromising positions, because the amount they paid for Aït-Nouri, Ryan Cherky, Timo Reinders, Kuzanov, Mamouche, all these players that they've bought in the last two sets of windows, they have definitely got some photographs of people in compromising positions, because they have got these players dirt cheap. When you look at how much they're paying for their players, and then someone goes and buys Johnny Kickerball from another country in Europe, then you're paying through the teeth. But Man City don't seem to pay through the teeth. They just got a different setup, haven't they? Different setup altogether. Where am I? People are saying I'm a cartel member. And I'm a gringo. El Chapo's right hand man, Jose Hotel. Oh yeah. Think West Ham will be lucky, says Adam, to get 50 to 55 million. I don't know, I think he's worth a pretty penny. I really do. I think he's worth a pretty penny, but I don't think it's 85 million. I don't think that's the number that gets paid by clubs. The only people that would pay 85 million for him, I would have said, were the Saudis. But even they've calmed down, and I thought they were going to go mental again this summer, but they seem to have calmed down. Nick says, we just know that you've got to watch out for them gossiers from London. Okay, I'm behind. I want Mitoma, says Destiny. And missed you too, hermano. Kudos is up for sale, but also said he would also stay. So work that one out. I suppose he does want to fall out with a fan base, does he? He don't want to fall out with a fan base at all. At the end of the day, it's the worst thing you can do is for a player to fall out with the fan base. Well, so you got was he saying? Tony's saying, Daniel, some think he is asset stripping now. Still got to take over. Still got to take over talking about it. See what I mean, Tony? You could be describing Tottenham. The way that you guys talk, you could all be describing Tottenham as well. Wolves. Oh, don't remind me, Jose was fuming when we sold Aït-Nouri for 33 million, and you had to pay Angers £8 to £9 million. Yeah, but it's just I don't know the money they've paid for some of these players. What did they get Aït-Nouri for? Sorry, Ryan Cherky for? They got him for double cheap as well. I mean, the boy from Milan, they didn't pay much either as well. It's just madness that they're not paying much money for any of their players. It's just absolutely proper madness. Roundtable. Nick says this proper name shit is confusing me. It don't take much. Yeah, it's weird because I only switched it on today. So I haven't done a show for a few weeks. I've done it today, and all of a sudden, yeah, you've got a load of people that have got at. Everyone's got at, and their names have been extended with numbers and all sorts. Daniel says your main three assets are Paquetá, Kudus, and Bowen. Paquetá can't really go anywhere, anyways, because of what's still going on. Yeah, Paquetá still got all that hanging over his head, hasn't he? So, looks like the whole crew is here. I didn't realise how much I missed you, effers, says Nick. And you too, Nick. You have been missed. John says maybe Jose has the kudos from 223-24, not 2024-25, because he has been diabolical. I still think he's a good player, John. I really do. I think he's a very, very good player. Ryan says Cherky was 35 million. I think Kudos is still a very, very good player. I just don't think that an English club will pay 85 mil for him. I think he's worth. I'd say he's definitely 50 million plus, 50 mil plus for Kudos comfortably. If you're looking to remember Bournemouth, if you're going to believe the eye in the nose, Bournemouth are looking for 70 million for Semenyo. Palace are looking 68 for Eze, right? And Mbeumo, I think Brentford are trying to hang out for 70 for Mbeumo. If you look at them prices, is Kudos more than it says 70 million is Mbeumo and Semenyo. Eze's 2 million short of that, he's 68. So let's say 70 million. Is Kudos any more than 70 million? I don't think he is. So, I think that maybe a 50 mil gets you 50 mil will probably get you Kudos, I would have thought. But yeah, what is it? I no disrespect to Tony, but I would take Kudos if we could do a deal at around 50 million. I would take the Kudos. But whether West Ham would try and do a deal at that price or hang on to abroad, I don't know. Look at this here. It's Drula is a franca. Drula is a franca. Sorry, I had to read that. At Drula is a franca. Hello, Jose. Good to see you back on the screens. Big up the Cockle crew too. Good afternoon, Drula, to you and your family. I hope you are well, my darling. I hope you are well. It's nice to see you here. Kudos also turned down Saudi money for the move. Whatever happened to the Neves guy from Wolves? He went to Saudi. He played the other day. He's playing for Al Hilal. So they're playing tonight. They're playing in the Club World Cup. So you've got Koulibaly there. Ruben Neves is there. Rennie Lodi is there. Uh, Banana, the Tunisian goalkeeper that done well in the or the Moroccan goalkeeper that done well in the last World Cup. They're all at Al Hilal. They'll all be playing. They'll all be playing at 2 in the morning. So that's what some. It'll be your evening. It'll be about 9 o'clock this evening, Nick, that you'll see Neves playing. He wears the number 8 for Al Hilal. So and um, oh, what's his name? The centre half that went from Chelsea, the big boy. He wears number 3 for Al Hilal. But yeah, they're all out there. They're all playing. But it's this shows you how mad it is, right? Last year, John Duran was bought by the Saudi Arabians or a club in Saudi Arabia for 75 million. That was the PSR loophole that was done and dusted for Aston Villa last year. They have now released him. They're letting him go this summer. I think someone like Fenerbahce or someone's in for him, and the Saudis are selling them to Turkey. A year after paying that money, it's all twisted, isn't it? A year after paying Aston Villa that money to get him out of Stoke, and now they're letting him go after one season. Olivier Giroud, who went out to play in Olivier Giroud, who's gone out to play in the MLS, has already signed for I think it's Lille or Rennes in France. So he's done 1 year in MLS and he's come back to play there as well. So, sometimes it's not all it's cracked up to be. What I will say for the MLS, for you Americans watching, is that I remember when you had the 94 World Cup, so much was put into the 94 World Cup to then build your American Football League again from what it used to be. Because back then it used to be the New York Cosmos, Fort Lauderdale Strikers, and all them type of teams. And then they had to rebuild the league again. And I think the 94 World Cup, they did that. They went and built the league and stuff like that. With the World Cup this time round, I don't know whether you're getting the stars going over like you were once upon a time when you had your David Beckhams over there, your Wayne Rooney's, you had all these players going over there. Now I don't see, apart from my Inter Miami, who have obviously they've got Messi, and the 3 Barcelona lads, Jordi Alba, the centre half, the centre midfielder, and Luis Suarez. You're not getting all the champion footballers going over to the MLS. So with the Americans holding the World Cup next year, you would have thought they'd try to raise the profile, wouldn't you? A bit more. John says 68 million for Eze is fair, consistent, 2 to 3 great seasons. Why the hell did he bow out from it? I'm not sure. 68 for Eze is worth every penny, says Nick. One thing I really like about Kudus versatile along the whole front line, says Daniel, and he certainly is. I don't know why people are arguing in my family. Hold on. Right, my dear Americans, the weather has been horrible over there. Yeah, it depends what you're looking at the weather because the weather's quite warm over here as well at the moment, isn't it? So, and Tony says, "Good to see you, Jose. I'm off now. Food to cook. Catch you another time. Food to cook is surely, Tony. Surely it's salad weather, isn't it? To eat salads and cooking hot food in this weather. Oh my God, Tony. God bless you, mate. Take care. Round table. So Nick says, "Hey, we're all getting all the stars here. I hear Werner is coming to New York Red Bulls. Is he? Is he really? Oh, we'll have to wait and see." Official Shawn Michaels says might be a bit awkward between Kudus and VDV if he comes. I think that'll all be forgotten about, to be honest. Honestly, this has been a tame summer so far, says Nick. A tame summer. Right. Oh, look, let me have a look. Salad, hot chicken, all good. So he's having salad with a hot chicken. Ah, that's probably why then. That's probably why. Let me see. Have I got some there? Bear with me a second. That rigmarole turns around. Here we go. Right. Who says I ain't kind? I've been very kind today. Oh, look, he's just left, but I've gone and I've gifted further 5 channel memberships, and these have gone to Hammers Football TV. Tony was just here. Sergio Rodriguez, Phil Coyce, Huddersfield Town fan, and Craig O'Sullivan. So it's 15 memberships that I've gifted, but there you go. Tony's come back in, just realised that he's got one. Thank you for the membership. No worries, Tony, mate. You take care. God bless you. Yeah, I've given them out, but I don't know who's going to get them. I've given out 15 now, but who's got them? Who's got them? The heat's definitely got to me. Tone, you need to look on your own channel, but I'm sure you can gift some free on your own channel as well before you got to start paying for them. So, but yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. So today, right, we've got to where we are now. It's the 30th of June. Tomorrow it's when it all starts, as I said earlier. So, people in the chat, what can you see happening? There's a lot of talk about Aston Villa, isn't there? With the squad to cost ratio for the wages and stuff like that, they're at 96% or something. So they've broken the UEFA rules, and people are saying that they're sailing next to the wind. And Tony, well done, fantastic. Tony got past the 1K mark last night. Well done, Tone. Fantastic. I'll have a look as I got over the 1K mark. Brilliant, Tone. Great work, mate. I'm really happy for you. That's fantastic news. So you got so people are talking about Aston Villa, and with Aston Villa, I was trying to work this out in the back of my mind, and boy, did it take some working out with everything that's going on in this heat. But I was thinking to myself, why haven't these clubs last year, right? If you remember last season, the horse trading started, right, before the 30th of June. So that was when. Sorry. So the horse trading started last season, just before the 30th of June, when Newcastle, Everton, Villa, and Chelsea started transferring players amongst each other. Right, they started selling, transferring players amongst each other in order to get past PSR. So I then thought to myself that PSR was going to be an issue for some of these clubs before the 30th of June, but it appears not. So it looks like that the books that they report on by the end of December, when they have to have the books in, are obviously the accounts from the 1st of July last year till today, right? Now, with that, you've got to bear in mind that Villa have bought in Rashford, and they bought in Asensio, and they paid loan fees for them, and they picked up their wages. So all stuff like that is obviously going to play a factor in this year, and that's why this year people are saying that they've broken the UEFA rules. Well, yeah, UEFA, yeah, they've broken the UEFA rules, and that they're going to be sailing close to the wind with the Premiership rules. But they won't be the only club; there'll be others as well. So what you will see is that if that's the case, then you're going to see that you're going to have to get you're going to see that they're going to have to start getting rid of some of their players. Hopefully, not for overinflated prices to Saudi Arabia, because there's already been talk about Emi Martinez being sold to Saudi clubs for like £35 million. So you've got, I can't remember how old Emi Martinez is, but is he worth the £35 million? There's talk about Leon Bailey going out to Saudi as well for a hefty inflated price as well. And this is how Villa got away with it last year with John Duran. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen this year. But it looks like these teams are going to have to get rid of some players. There is talk at Aston Villa. I don't know. It depends whether people are in the know or not. But there's talk about Jacob Ramsey again. That Villa might have to offload Jacob Ramsey. They're saying that Jacob Ramsey, the two clubs that are interested in Jacob Ramsey at the moment are Tottenham and West Ham, funnily enough. But if Tottenham go for Kudus, people are saying that then that will give West Ham the opportunity to go for Ramsey, because Tottenham won't go for Kudus and Ramsey. It's all going to play out however it plays out. So at the end of the day, after tomorrow, I mean, how would you feel? Would it be nice to get two to three players in before pre-season matches start? And bearing in mind the pre-season matches start in 19 to 20 days. If that's the case, then it'd be nice to have two or three players, because if you get two or three players in by that would make it what, the 19th. Oh, I'm going to actually look here, because I don't really know the dates for all this stuff, because I've been away from everything. So Tottenham pre-season fixtures. Right, Tottenham pre-season tour. Don't know, men's fixtures. Right. That's the pre-season tour. Right, the next match is on the 19th of July. So that is 20 days' time. And in 20 days' time, we play Reading at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. So we're at Reading on the 19th of July. So that's in 20 days' time. So what you'd like to think is that if there is a lot of people saying, or these in the nose, the ones that I keep saying have got AK-47s and they spray their bullets and hope that one lands, right? If they're right in saying there's two or three major signings or decent signings being made before pre-season starts, well then I got 20 days to do it in, because our first game is the 19th of July. That's followed by our second game is a week later, so exactly a week later. We're away at Kenilworth Road to Luton. And then after that, we fly out and we play on Thursday. So there's two games on Saturday. So Reading's a Saturday, Luton's a Saturday. Then the 31st of July, which is a Thursday, we go to the Hong Kong Football Festival at the Kai Tak Stadium in Kai Tak to play against Arsenal. And then 4 days later, on a Sunday, the 3rd of August, we fly over to Seoul to play in the Kupang Play Series for the Seoul World Cup Stadium, where we play against Newcastle on the 3rd of August. Then we fly back from there. Bloody hell. We fly back from there, and 4 days later, we're at we're playing in the Telecom Cup, and we're away to Bayern Munich in the Alliance Arena on the 7th of August. And then 6 days later, the following Wednesday, we are in the Super Cup against PSG at the Stadio Friuli in Udine in Italy. And then 3 days after that, we kick off our season against Burnley. So when you look at the games, then they come thick and fast. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I include the Burnley game, that's 7 games in a month. So from the 19th of July till the 16th of September, that makes it, 7 games. 7 games in a month. So, yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. Let me see, we've got here. You've got Phil Coy says, thanks, Jose. No worries, Phil. I hope you're well. Like I said, so I hope you and the family are well. Throw in a cheeky one for Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers is a decent player. He is a decent player. Archer says, if we have at least 2 main signings in before the first pre-season game, that would be something. Like I said, I don't know. These people, like I said, Archer, they spray AKs and they just hope that one of them bullet lands. But there is talk that Tottenham are looking for 2 or 3 priority signings before the first pre-season game. Sign a player on Thursday. It's my birthday. That will be a good little present from the football club, as long as it ain't Carl Walker-Peters. Do you know what? You're tempting fate already, Dan. Yeah, I forgot. We got it all coming up this month, didn't we, Dan? Everyone, all the people, all the best people are born in July, but the better ones are born towards the end of the month because they're Leos. And all the others that are born any time up until the 22nd are Cancerians. We had a discussion about this, Dan. But yeah, happy birthday for Thursday, mate. Yeah, Jun says, look, I can totally see this board signing Tyler Diblin and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. How is DCL still amongst Premiership clubs? People can banter. Sorry, what did he say here? People can banter us for winning pre-season cups anymore since we actually won a major trophy last season. That is quality. Let's win them all. With Dominic Calvert-Lewin, right? Football's played differently now, isn't it? Football doesn't play. You don't play with a proper nine anymore. And Calvert-Lewin is an old-fashioned, out-and-out nine. And it depends whether you want to revert and play that way. You play the ball in the air, Calvert-Lewin's dominating. Calvert-Lewin dominates every single centre half he plays against. Doesn't matter who you are. Every centre half he's played against in the Premiership. I don't think people have got the better of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But football nowadays isn't played like that, where you use the target man. You use the target man, and for me, it's kind of weird that I don't think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's a bad player. If you can get over his injuries, I think he's not a bad player at all. He's definitely a weapon. It's a weapon that you can use if you have to go long and stuff like that. But the way football's played nowadays, it's a dying art what he does, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But then you've got Jonathan David's a free as well. Now I know that you're. Who was it? It was Archer that said the comment. So Archer, I know that everyone says that Levy likes looking for a bargain where it can get a freebie. Well, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's out there, and so is Jonathan David. If he wanted to go out and get freebies, they are out there. Would they excite people? I don't know. People were saying that they wanted a proper coach to come and coach the players. Well, let's see who we get, and then we have to start coaching them from there. Who else you got it? Right. I knew I started saying off. I knew it was your birthday, Ryan, because Dan told me. I had a chat with Dan the other day. Dan, when was it? A couple of weeks ago? 2 to 3 weeks ago, we had a chat. And he was telling me about all the people of July. And I was saying, yeah, because I knew you lot were at the start. But look, I share my birthday with Nick, Roundtable Talk. His birthday's on the 30th of July. So me and Nick share a birthday. And yes, Nick, you are right. It is Wednesday this year, our birthdays. And Leo is the 15th of August, right? Which means that Leo is a Leo. Simple as. If you're born between the 22nd or the 23rd and the 22nd of the July to August, it makes you a Leo. So yes, Nick, Leo, and me are all Leos. Don't want to confuse the situation, but yeah, we're all Leos. Dan says exactly right. Start of the month, especially the first 3 days of the month, says Dan. Happy birthdays to you all. I'm sure that I'll message you tomorrow, Dan. Sorry, Ryan, to wish you happy birthday. And Dan, of course, I'll message you Thursday as well. Ed M says DCL will be pointless. All he'll do is clog up the treatment room with man bags and sarongs. Yeah, like I said, people don't look. People play football differently now, and players are set up differently, aren't they? So yeah, but we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, for me, I wanted to do a show because I haven't seen people in a while. I am still alive, and I'm not fretting. I'm not fretting. I'm too old in the tooth to fret. Tottenham have done nothing out of the ordinary. They've not done anything extraordinary either in terms of the transfer window. So for me, it is what it is. I didn't expect us to do anything. So when people started shouting, we ain't bought no one in yet, blah, blah, blah. A lot of these deals that may have been agreed or whatever still haven't gone through. Has anyone seen Cunha wear the Man United shirt yet? Because I haven't. Just saying. I haven't seen him wear the shirt yet. Has Florian Wirtz worn the Liverpool shirt yet? I don't know. I don't know whether these players have come out and worn the shirt yet because I've been away. But some deals might have been done. But there's a lot of these players, the ones that have worn the shirt, and I can't say they haven't worn the shirt, are the ones that have gone to Man City and Chelsea because they're playing in the Club World Cup and they're playing in their colours. They're playing in the first team or they've come off the suspense, so they are wearing the colours. But there's other players that still ain't wearing the colours yet. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm looking to be back. Sometime later this week, I'll be back and I'll be coming back and doing a bit more regular shows because obviously it's been nice having a break and being away from it all. And at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion. Like you all know, I keep telling you this all the time. I've seen, you know, at the end of the day, like I say to everybody, and I didn't put it on, but I should have put my banner up. But like I say to everybody, there is one of them. It says, be real to yourself and support the team in your way and be good to one another. Come on, you mighty Spurs. Right, so at the end of the day, everyone supports the team in the way that they feel fit and the way that they want to support it. And, you know, at the end of the day, I don't turn around and lose my head, completely, because these things take time. They're not going to be done in a day and stuff. The one thing that people have kept quiet, and it's been really quiet, is Paratici. Paratici can sign with a new club, a new contract as from tomorrow, the 1st of July. So we've not heard anything about Paratici. Nothing's come out of the club about Paratici yet. So whether Paratici's dealing with the other stuff that he's got going on that he has to sort out before he wants to sign with Tottenham, we don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But everything will start as from tomorrow. Everything will start, and we can see where we are from there. But like I said, I'm not too deterred. It's the same Tottenham for me that it was last year, the year before, and the year before, and the year before. We don't do nothing quickly. Apart from when the window does open, if we get some signings done and we get them done before the first Premiership game, then that would be absolutely brilliant. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Jun says, I've seen Savage chat. If we get DCL, we could play the Dom-Doms up front. Archer says, Johan Lang seems to work very much in the shadows. Paratici's banned today, so if we suddenly get loads of links, maybe it's because of the Don. There he is. Here he is. Look who it is. It's Senor Kobashia. Mr. Shear. You won your game. I think you played the West Indies, didn't you? Yeah, you know, you're playing against third-rate teams, and we're taking on champions like India and smashing them out of the park. I hope you are well, Mr. Shear. I hope you're well. Nice to see you here. Oh, look. He's put in a... what is it? It's a super sticker. Is someone flying in the air? I don't know. Does it tell me I can do it? How can I tell what it is? Oh, it doesn't tell me I can do what it is. Right, it looks like someone is flying through the air. Flying through the air. But thank you very much for your super sticker, David. It looks like it's someone flying through the air. And David's saying hello to Ryan in the chat. And he says, come on, you Spurs, Mr. Shear. Adrian, look at that. It says, good afternoon, Jose Tal. Adrian, I like your picture. I like the picture that you've got there as your moniker. Zimbabwe, you played against the West Indians, and we're playing against you. You played against the West Indians, and we're playing India, and we're smashing India all over the park. So, anyway, like I said to everyone, I hope everyone is well. Like I said, it was a case of I haven't done a show for a while because I've been busy. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody was okay out there. And I'm glad to see so many of you in the chat that I could say hello to and to see how you all are. It's nice to see that you lot are about. Look after yourselves in this mad weather that we're having. It's not mad because it should be warm in the summer, but some places today are beastingly hot. So please look after yourselves, your family members, loved ones. Look after yourselves in this heat and take care. I'm off to play football today, so I'm a bit mad because I'm going to go and play football, but we don't kick off till 6 o'clock, which is in 45 minutes. So I've got to go and get myself ready and play football, and I'm going to be sweltering hot. I think I've got some, for when I get back, I've got some Parma ham with pecorino cheese and bruschetta. So I'm going to have some of that when I get home. It's too hot to eat mad stuff, isn't it? Too hot to eat mad stuff. But yeah, everybody, I want you all to look after yourselves and take care. It's been a good show. And the people I've got to thank today for the show are Jose, who gifted 5 channel memberships. Jose again gifted a further 5 channel memberships and then a further 5 channel memberships. 15 channel memberships went out today from El Tel Cocorel and Kate with her 6-month member chats and Mr. Shear with his super sticker. I thank you all very much for sponsoring the show. Ed M says water break at 6:10. Well, I'll tell you what, I've got loads of bottles of water in the fridge and I'll be taking them with me. Midday Sun and Mad Englishman, Jose, says David Shear. Yeah, I've heard that one before, Mr. Shear. I've heard that one before. But anyway, guys, listen, I will be back probably Wednesday or Thursday this week. There may well be some other stuff to talk about. Tomorrow, Ryan's birthday. Remember, everybody, happy birthday to Ryan for tomorrow. And if we get to do a show, we get to do a show. But if we don't, then it's also Dan's birthday on Thursday. So people in the community are celebrating. And I hope you celebrate wisely with lots of water. Water, not alcohol, water. Because it's bloody hot out there. It is hot, hot, hot. But anyway, guys, as for always, I thank you all very much for watching. And I wish you all the very best. Lots of beer, says Ryan. Oh my God, what you like. I wish you all the very best, everyone. And yeah, I'll look out for the notification bell. I will be back later on this week. I take my time. I won't do shows for the sake. I'll just take my time, ease myself back into the season, because the season's a long one. The season's a long one. So listen, all of you, take care of yourselves. Enjoy what you've got to do and look after yourselves in this inclement weather that we're all having. So take care, everyone. And as always, it's come on, you Spurs.
Tell, Cockerell. He's just a true guy. You'll have a true time. Tell, Cockerell. Leave your troubles at the door. You know the game, you know the score. We're here to have fun, so holster that gun and read the writing on the wall. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerell. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerell. Jose gets himself around. Always talking Spurs, wherever he is found, home or away. He always tips to win, throws the form book in the bin with a cheeky knowing grin. Tell, Cockerell. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerell. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and on and on and on. Why do I always get it wrong? Every time I play along. Tell, Cockerell. The show is so chilled. Your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerell. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerell. The show is so chill. Your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at.